Jack the Ripper, the birth of the modern serial killer today. We delve into a criminal mystery that has captivated and horrified the world for over a century. The case of Jack the Ripper. To understand its profound importance to criminological study, we must first transport ourselves to the streets of Victorian London. The world of Whitechapel. The story of Jack the Ripper is inextricably linked to the place where his crimes occurred, the East End district of Whitechapel in 1888. This was a place of extreme poverty, severe overcrowding due to rapid immigration, and rampant social deprivation. In Whitechapel, thousands of people lived in squalor, often paying a few pence nightly for a shared bed in a doss house. For many women, particularly the Canonical 5 victims, Mary Ann Nichols, Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, and Mary Jane Kelly, casual prostitution was not a moral failing, but a desperate economic necessity to secure a bed for the night. Their lives, often overlooked by respectable society, made them exceptionally vulnerable targets. The police force of the era, the Metropolitan Police, was ill-equipped to handle crimes of this nature. Forensic science was non-existent. Fingerprints were not yet a recognized tool, and police work relied heavily on eyewitness accounts and informants. This environment of desperate poverty, limited lighting, and rudimentary policing created the perfect hunting ground for an elusive predator. What we know about the crimes, what we need to know about Jack the Ripper, is defined by his modus operandi, his method of operation, and his enduring mystery. 1. The victims and the brutality. The 5 canonical murders occurred over a period of just over 2 months, between late August and early November 1888. All 5 victims were women living on the margins of society. The hallmark of the Ripper's crimes was the extreme post-mortem mutilation of the bodies, particularly the abdominal and genital areas, with some organs such as kidneys and uteri being removed. This horrific pattern suggested a killer with surgical or anatomical knowledge, or at least a comfort with a knife, fueling the public's terror. 2. The letters and the moniker. The name Jack the Ripper did not originate with the police. It came from a series of sensational letters sent to the police and media, many of which are believed to be hoaxes. The Dear Boss letter, signed Jack the Ripper, was the source of the killer's infamous nickname, a name instantly seized upon by the rapidly expanding yellow journalism of the day. This media frenzy amplified the terror and turned a localized crime spree into a global legend. 3. The elusive identity, life. Despite over 100 suspects named over the years, from doctors and surgeons to Polish immigrants and even royalty, the killer's true identity was never confirmed. The case remains unsolved. Therefore, when we speak of the Ripper's life, we are speaking of the life of the legend, not the life of a known person. The case's importance to criminology. The Jack the Ripper case is paramount in the study of crime for 3 primary reasons. First, it marked the birth of the modern serial killer concept. While murderers who killed multiple times existed before 1888, the Ripper was arguably the first to capture the global imagination, creating an archetype. He was an invisible, anonymous figure committing highly ritualized, sexually motivated crimes, a pattern that would define future serial killers. Second, it spurred the evolution of forensic and investigative techniques. The failure to catch the Ripper exposed the crippling inadequacies of Victorian-era policing. The sheer brutality and the mystery forced police to consider new ways of thinking about motive and evidence, paving the way for advancements that would eventually lead to modern criminal profiling and forensic science. Finally, and most importantly, it served as a dark mirror to society. The Whitechapel murders were a momentary, shocking spotlight on the social conditions of the working poor. The subsequent media coverage, though often sensationalized, forced the comfortable middle and upper classes to confront the rampant poverty, overcrowding, and vulnerability that existed just miles from their opulent neighborhoods. The tragedy of the Ripper is not just that 5 women died, but that their deaths revealed the profound societal neglect that had endangered them in the first place. In conclusion, Jack the Ripper was a terrifying figure who remains shrouded in shadow. But his legacy is concrete. He ushered in the age of the serial killer. He drove the necessity for better criminal investigation, and he remains an everlasting case study on the intersection of crime, poverty, and media sensationalism.